of insane.
Yes. Even though I told you I hit it, you still started yapping through the thing.
I told you it's part of my meme now.
Okay, well, we have the worst intros in the history of live streams because Danny just starts yapping as soon as I go, yeah, I hit go live. And then he just starts talking about whatever he could possibly think of at that point in time. But yeah, everybody, except for Amari and Hampton managers like myself, are probably feeling pretty decent after week 5's games. But yeah, that is a brutal loss for a guy that really was on pace for a top 6 season, top 8 season in fantasy. And hopefully it's just these 4 games that he's out for and it's nothing more than that. But definitely a tough blow to the fantasy lineups. Let us know in the chat here. What are your Monday miracles look? I can spoil.
I don't think you're talking. I hear buzzing on your end. I don't see your mic going in the StreamYard either. I think your shit just cut, bro. Yeah, you were doing the Shadur interview for a second there, bro.
I'm actually dumb. I was tinkering with my mic here, and then I just pulled the thing out by accident. I'm actually dumb.
I heard that. I was listening. I'm like, wait, and then you just started doing the Shadur interview, bro.
I did the Shadur interview. Yeah, that should have just done that. What was I even saying before that?
Amari and Hampton managers. Yeah, no, I feel for you. I mean, I'm dealing with that.
You let me talk for that long without saying anything?
Bro, I thought it was me for a second, and then I looked down and I saw your volume wasn't going. I'm like, oh, okay. It's you.
Well, what I was saying was, Amari and Hampton, like top 8 running back rest of the season if that didn't happen. And it sucks because now hopefully he's only out for like these 4 games, but he was on his pace for like a huge season there.
Let me ask you then.
What's up?
Running back rankings rest of the season. Now you know the news. That's going to be at least 4 games. Could possibly linger too. We're talking about immediately on the IR. 4 to 6 week average timeline. Like if this could linger into 6 week territory, like he has to be a substantial dropper. Now the question is, like, are you dropping him to Trevion Henderson or Omari and Hampton?
Amari and Hampton. I'd rather have Hampton.
Omari and Hampton or Kenneth Walker?
I have Amari and Hampton 1 spot ahead of Kenneth Walker. He's my RB 17 at this moment because the way I look at it is the second he comes back, assuming it is only a 4-week absence, and it's wild that you're talking about injuries lingering and you refuse to acknowledge that with CeeDee Lamb, but that's besides the point. Amari and Hampton, if he's back 4 weeks from now or whatever, 5 weeks from now, then he'll be an RB1 after that. But it's risky, obviously. I have him RB 17 at the moment.
Far different, by the way, because he got immediately put on IR. CeeDee Lamb wasn't even put on IR.
Right, but that's kind of my point. That's kind of been my point with CeeDee Lamb, though, is that I think he maybe should have been put on IR because when it happened, a lot of fantasy docs were like, this looks like a 4 to 6 week injury.
But you don't think that the fact that he wasn't put on IR is a good sign that it wasn't as serious as you think?
Maybe, but it also could just be them rushing him back. Like, you never know. Some players go, like, Lamb was like, I want to play next week or whatever when it happened. Like, you never know. Anyways.
Sure. I don't know. I think personally with how the offense has been functioning without him, you wouldn't rush him back unless you're fully confident he's healthy. Because, like, the offense has put up 37 points in back-to-back weeks without wide receiver 1.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, to answer your initial question, Amari and Hampton is my RB 17, and I dropped him from, like, he was my RB 8 before that injury. So, pretty substantial drop. If you were like a 1-4, 2-3 operation, I would drop him even beyond that. Like if somebody offered me Bill plus a small piece for him, and I was in a really rough shape, I was 1-4 or something. Like you might have to do that.
They're back to back in my rankings right now, to be honest. Like I have Omari and Hampton.
Crazy as that sounds.
I have Omari and Hampton at 18. I do actually still have Kenneth Walker over him. Reason being, I am factoring in still with Kenneth Walker that it's a split backfield right now, but there is the possibility we start to see rational coaching because objectively speaking, on a per carry basis and an efficiency basis, Kenneth Walker's been so much better. It comes to the point where you're getting a guy that's consistently getting you so many yards. At this point, how do you keep him off the field? That's my take. Again, I'm saying
it's such cope, Danny. It's such
no. Let me talk. I'm saying I'm weighing that factor in. I'm ranking him at RB 17 because there's absolutely risk because he's not getting it. But you can't acknowledge the fact that if he did get it, he would be a top 5 to 8 running back.
I mean, yeah, like if Trevion Henderson got the workload, he'd be a top 10 running back,
also,
and he's not getting the workload either. Sometimes you just got to accept that
what if Charbonnet
Charbonnet, it's
gets
been
banged up?
years for Mike McDonald and Charbonnet and Walker, and they haven't really changed.
I mean, actually, Kenneth Walker's always been the lead back coming into this year. This is the first time we've seen a split committee. A. B, you have to factor in the implied upside. A, Zach Charbonnet gets banged up. B, Kenneth Walker just simply earns more playing time. Like, that is a scenario that exists. And if you can factor that scenario in, and in that scenario, he'd be a top 5 to 8 running back, I think you still have to have hope. Now, right now, obviously, it's grim. He's probably a low-end running back, too, for the time being. But to me, he's a mid-range running back 2 rest of the season because of the implied upside.
Yeah. Again,
it's RB18. I'm not like
a 64% snap share last year when he was healthy. So he was getting a bigger workload last year than he's getting right now. But it also, like, I think a large part of that was the fact that Ryan Grubb viewed him as like the receiving back. And if you look at the games that Charbonnet was not the starter in, because obviously his overall route participation number is skewed by the games that he was like the clear workhorse in. He was like sub 40% of the routes most of the time. So I think Ryan Grubb viewed Kenneth Walker, as like the receiving back. And that's also why Kenneth Walker had his best season of his career last year from like a points per game perspective. So for me, I don't think that Mike McDonald and like the coaching staff there really views a margin, like a major difference between those two guys on third down, which is what I think Ryan Grubb was viewing Kenneth Walker as like a major X factor on third down.
Which I don't disagree with. I mean, I think Zach Charbonnet is going to have a standalone role right now, assuming he's on the field. I'm just basically saying if I view Walker as a low-end running back 2 with Charbonnet in there, and there's the implied upside, he downright earns more playing time by outplaying Charbonnet or a Charbonnet injury, I think that does have to bake into our rankings in terms of rest of the season.
Yeah, because, and you know what? I'll put Walker over Hampton, but I still have him RB17, and I can't really put him any higher than that.
That's exactly where I have him. And you know how high I was on Walker. Like at some point you have to realize like, hey, like this is what I have to factor in now. This is a factor that wasn't existing coming into the year. But at the same time, we still can acknowledge any type of role where he is standalone in this backfield, assuming let's just say it's a 3-week time span that Charbonnet missed time, he'd be a top 5 to 8 guy. Like 22 opportunity goal line roll Walker. Like where would he be in your weekly rankings?
In my weekly rankings or in my rest of season rankings?
Like, well, let's just say it was a week 13 situation. Charbonnet wasn't out and you had a Walker standalone role game.
Yeah, I mean, he'd probably be a top 8 running back for me. And if I knew that, let's say that was projectable for like the rest of the season from like week 11 onward or something like that, and I'm in my week 11 rest of season rankings, like I'd probably have him as a top 7 to 10 running back.
For sure. Well, that's like a factor I always like use and factor into my rankings.
I don't for Walker at this point, though. I think it takes a Charbonnet injury.
Yeah, which again is totally fair, but that is still baked into the upside. So Benson should be the starter when he's back. The issue is that going to be 6 to 8 weeks? It's a meniscal tear. Yeah,
like Benson might truly like not be back on the field until like the fantasy football playoffs. Like it's possible he's not back on the field until then. Like it's an injury that is pretty major. And for what it's worth, we don't have many questions. So let's get through these questions and let's answer some chat questions because we don't usually get to very many questions in the chat here. So let's start it off with Captain James. Did this trade right before week 5 started, W or L? So, I mean, he obviously made this trade before the week. Definitely a W, knowing that Jamar Chase was a lot less valuable before the week than he is now. AJ Brown, maybe you were banking on like kind of the bounce back. I still think that he's going to be just fine moving forward. I haven't really moved him very much. And then London and Collins to me is relatively a wash, although I slightly prefer London. So basically it's like Saquon Barkley, Jordan Addison versus Jamar Chase, AJ Brown. And I would rather have Jamar Chase and AJ Brown.
I personally actually like the left side. I think it's close. Basically the 2 for 2 it comes down to is I prefer Barkley over Chase, but at the same time I prefer AJ Brown over Addison because I don't have Chase as high as you do because I still worry a little bit about.
Yeah. I mean, even if I had Chase kind of like
let's say you had him wide
20 overall or something like that, I think I would still be pretty comfortable with doing this trade.
Like the way I have it in my rankings right now, the left side is getting the best 2 or 2 of the best 3 assets. Because like I do London and Collins very close right now.
That's not bad, definitely fair. I mean knowing that you did this before the week started, it's definitely a good buy low on Jamar for sure.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
Okay. Only worry is that
CeeDee
I'm 2
Lamb.
and 3. Rate my team. Okay. So you'd be trading away Kenneth Walker, Cortland Sutton for CeeDee Lamb, which in a vacuum is a great deal, but let's see kind of maybe he can, manage here. That's not his team. So he'd be trading away Sutton and Walker for CeeDee Lamb. So getting that firepower at wide receiver to go along with Igbuka, Genty, Bill,
as well.
Trevion, Dowdle. I mean, Dowdle's going to be a great short-term option for you. I think you can manage in the meantime, to be honest.
I agree, and you pick up Tootin for free, especially if he's a free ad because they haven't played yet.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe Neighbors is on an IR spot for you or something, but you can drop Neighbors for Tootin if he's just on your bench or something. And if you can't drop Neighbors because he is on an IR spot and you just want to keep him there for morale, you can just drop Malik Washington instead.
Yeah. Or you could drop one of the quarterbacks, whichever one you didn't start.
To be honest with you, I think Purdy, once his weapons are back, could end up being like a legit every week starter. So I'm fine rostering these two guys in the meantime and just dropping Malik Washington instead. But Tracy definitely needs to be rostered, and Tootin, good stash, and that kind of thing.
Counterpoint: Justin Fields is currently the quarterback for in fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely drop Purdy if you wanted to just drop Purdy, and then you could maybe stash Loveland too behind Travis Kelce, who could be an upside tight end option for you, or in worst case scenario, you just stash Tootin and Tracy pretty much. But yeah, consolidation move definitely makes sense. I will say, because you're 2 and 3, maybe I would be more inclined to trade for a guy that's healthy right now instead of CeeDee Lamb.
I don't think that's available.
Well, yeah, but like if you can get somebody that is still an elite receiver option, like Drake London or Nico Collins or something like that. But because you're 2 and 3, it does make a little bit more sense to go after somebody like that. But I think the price tag is more than fine to pay for Lamb.
I get that, but I mean, even 2 and 4 is not insurmountable. And at that point, CeeDee Lamb, the moment he returns, is going to be one of the 5 best players in fantasy at worst. So to me, I make like he's just the type of player where I need on my team in the stretch run. Like, and that's like Bijan for you. Like realistically, like you see Bijan in the deal, you take it.
Yeah, I'm still kicking myself, man. Somebody in my chat, I just dropped Mark Andrews in my home league. I have Harold Fannin and Mark Andrews. I dropped Mark Andrews because Colson Loveland was on bye. So I picked up Colson Loveland for free. I don't have to pay any fab or anything for him because he's coming off of his bye. So now I have Fannin and Loveland, and I'll hopefully have like an every week starter at tight end between those two young guys. But I'm still kicking myself, Danny, that I friggin' dropped Jake Ferguson after week 1. It's driving me nuts that I did that, because right now, not only would I have probably won this week because of it, I also would just be in much better shape in general at the tight end position.
He might seriously be like a 17 point per game scorer this year. He gets so much fucking volume.
Yeah, it's almost as if Brock Bowers was a terrible pick because of guys like Jake Ferguson.
Dude, Jake Ferguson's about to have 120 catches for 930 yards and 10 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, no, he's having a monster season.
I'm curious what his actual pace is right now. Like, if I take a look, Jake Ferguson, he has 41 catches for 272 yards and 3 touchdowns right now.
Shout out.
That's crazy.
The tight end position has never felt more barren. Dude, I totally disagree, Scribbles.
Yeah,
I totally disagree. I think every single person in your league probably feels okay about their tight end. So if you're talking about like the elite guys, yeah. But like the good options that you can throw out there, no. I think there's plenty of great options that you can throw out there. But if you drafted Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, or one of those guys, you're probably like pissed at yourself because they're not producing at the level that you thought they were going to produce at. So yeah, if you drafted one of those guys, I'd be in pretty tough shape. But like, in the flock league, I have Dalton Kincaid and Kyle Pitts, and I'm happy as a clam right now. Like I drafted late tight ends, and I'm totally chill with it. But yeah, not even the elite guys are good. That was like, I hate to victory lap this for the 400th time, but that was my entire point on why I don't like drafting tight ends early, is that they bust at an extremely high rate, even if they're quote unquote elite talents. Like they always are elite talents every time they go high. Sam Laporta last year, elite talent. Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, elite talents. They could bounce back still. I'm not saying it's, totally hopeless for them, but I'm just saying like an elite talent at tight end is not the same as an elite talent at running back and wide receiver, in my opinion. And not to mention, you win fantasy matchups by scoring more points than your opponent, and they score significantly less points than running backs and wide receivers.
I mean, it's easy to victory lap tight end when like 5 of the top 6 basically get banged up.
But I had all the data supporting why it was bad to take them super early anyways. Last year, Daniel, 30 of the top 3 fantasy scoring weeks, 17 weeks of the season, 30 of the top 51 scoring weeks on the year were from late round tight ends. 30 of 51.
There you go.
Like you can get spike weeks off the waiver wire, no problem. Think of all the guys available right now. Darren Waller types, Mason Taylor types. Like it's so easy to find usable tight ends.
It's never been this deep though.
Maybe. It seems like this every year to me. You draft 2 late round upside swings, you usually hit on one, in my opinion. If you're good at, kind of picking out the right archetypes. You did the exact same thing. Kraft and Loveland, you got a fucking every week starter right now with Tucker Kraft.
In the listening league, I got the boys fucking Darren Waller and Tucker Kraft as well.
Yeah.
And a premium.
That's all I'm saying, man, is just like next year when all the freaking best ball bros are like, dude, the elite tight end advantage, blah, 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 like talking about why they need to take Brock Bowers at the 202 or something. I'm literally going to say the exact same shit again, which is I would rather draft a 3 tight end build of late round guys that I believe in.
Dude, I feel awful right now in our fucking listener league, how high Bowers and McBride went versus what they're doing.
Yeah, they went so high.
Bro, because it's like you took the advantage.
First round, didn't you?
Yes, because now you took the advantage, and now you're watching like fucking Jake Ferguson types absolutely crush.
Yep. Also, it feels pretty damn good to have Tyler Warren as your highest rostered fantasy tight end on as well. It's a pretty good day to have that be the case.
For sure. We'll go.
Yeah, obviously you could get a 0, but here's the thing about tight end. Even the bad weeks from a tight end, or like the great ones have bad weeks, and they're like a bad week from a tight end versus a bad week from an elite running back is vastly different. Like bad week from Brock Bowers, like 4 points.
For sure.
But anyways, let's get into Avarice's team review here. Dynasty 2 quarterback, 12 team start, 10 PPR, non-tight end premium. So see you in 2025 is the name of his team. It looks like he's kind of loaded up on picks and whatnot. First off, this is actually like a really well-constructed, good team that could probably win this year.
Yeah. What he said, what's the record? He's 4-0.
He's 4-0, not to mention like all of his guys are not even in their primes yet. Like for the most part, like his whole team.
Yeah. I mean, like
by 2027, this team could be ridiculously good.
Yeah, no, you're chilling. What the hell?
Like this is a squad, man. Like I don't even. So you said thanks for the help. You guys are the best. I mean, if you're looking for moves to recommend and all this kind of stuff, like
you're cooking,
brother, you are filleting your league right now. Like between all the upside you've built out at running back behind the 2 studs you have, all of the great young wide receivers.
You could trade your own pick if you want. You could trade your own
if you want to trade your own pick and sell it for, it's a start 10. Maybe you want to sell it for like a running back 1 type producer. Like can your own pick plus like a 3 get you close to Jonathan Taylor or something like that? Or maybe
you take your 1 plus like a Jordan Addison or an Xavier Worthy type. You try to see how high you can get running back there too. I think that would make a ton of sense.
Yeah, like can you get to Achane with that?
Yeah, I think that would make a ton of sense. I mean, let's see where that punter's pick is too. Like we don't have to trade that, but I just want to reference.
Punters. Yeah, this guy's team is urine. Hear me out. I think that this guy would be quite motivated to trade for his own pick. And I think you could pull off some shit with Jaden Daniels and Travis Hunter using his own pick as a base for the deal. Like if you traded this guy, let's say you offered him Jackson Dart, a young quarterback, his own first round pick back, your first round pick, does that get you Jaden Daniels and Travis Hunter?
I mean, you could try. It never hurts to try.
Like, I think given the hype around Jackson Dart and the not hype, let's call it, around Travis Hunter, I think that people might, in more casual leagues, let Travis go for like an early 2 or a late 1. Like I would say right now, like there's going to be leagues where people just let him go for a late 1 kind of thing. So if you can use Jackson Dart plus some of those picks to go get Jaden Daniels, pair him with Drake May, and suddenly you're cooking with gas going forward. I mean, this is pretty much where you're at as a team right now. Like there's nothing else you can do aside from go get more hammers, go upgrade, consolidate assets, because you have the requisite pick capital and you also have the loaded young talent. Like this isn't a monster yet, but this is as great of a position as you can be in Dynasty, because not only do you have a great young team, you also have your best years ahead of you as a team and a lot of draft picks. Like this is why we refer to this as house money, is because you think of the franchises around the league. like even in other sports. Like there's franchises in other sports where they have a great young team and a lot of future capital and a lot of prospects in the system and whatnot. Like, yeah, your Montreal Canadiens are a good example in hockey. There's teams in basketball. I'm sure I don't really know basketball very well, but like the OKC Thunder, I know have a lot of like draft picks in addition to a great young team. Like they're the definition of like a house money type of situation, because everything just feels like gravy. Their team's only going to get better and better.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
So, yeah, this is a great looking squad, man. Again, if you want to go buy players, go ahead. Use Jameson Williams, use Jordan Addison. They're good, obviously great players that you have there. But if you can use them plus a first round pick or plus a second round pick or plus whatever to go get better assets, like if you can buy low on Brian Thomas Jr. right now using Jordan Addison in a late projected 1 for Brian Thomas Jr. in a 2, which I think will be doable in a lot of leagues, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. You got
we shopping at Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, you got a winning window that is very clearly defined, which is, this year because you're 4-0 right now, but mainly next year through 2029 or whatever is like your main winning window because all these players are in their primes. Like there's not a single who's the oldest player on this team? Like Sam Laporta is like 25. Kyle Pitts is 25.
The longevity on this squad is insane.
It's insane, man. Like the longevity for this team is an absolute horse. So yeah, keep collecting young players. Like any young players that have buying windows on them. Hunter, BTJ. Trying to think of any young running backs maybe that have any buying windows. Bucky Irving potentially right now. Like go get buying window players that are young who fit the build of your team here. Because like, yes, you could trade for a Josh Jacobs, you could trade for a Jonathan Taylor or something like that. But I would actually much rather pay the premium to get the young player, knowing how long your winning window will be.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, realistically, this team is a season contender for a long time. And I mean, realistically, you're already 4-0. I'd already be in the process of consolidating.
Yeah, no, exactly. So not much else we need to say. We did get one more question coming in, and then we'll actually go through the chat questions. Anything that people want to talk about, you can fire it into the chat here. Let me just hit a refresh here. Okay, we got 2 more questions that came in. So should I be sending seconds for a different back? I would prefer a back with more staying power, but I will say, after this season is over and Rachaad White hits free agency, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that a team views him as like a Javonte Williams, J.K. Dobbins stopgap starter, like even potentially like a DeAndre Swift caliber contract. Like it wouldn't shock me if Rachaad White got an opportunity to start with another team after probably leaving Tampa Bay after this season. So while I think he actually has an okay amount of long-term appeal, I would not pay an early to mid second and a third for him.
Yeah, that feels too steep.
Yeah, it's a little steep. If I'm paying this, like what running back do you need if you're paying this? Like you're probably Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Yeah, I was literally going to say Derrick Henry. At least. Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, you won't get Josh Jacobs for this the way he's producing, I don't think. I think you'd have to give him 1 for sure.
Fair enough. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, so a little steep. Skitty. 4-1, got some injuries. This is in my inbox right now. He says, so Travis Etienne and George Kittle for Tyler Warren, Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, this has got to be Etienne and Kittle pretty easily, right?
I think so as well. Because realistically, Kittle could outproduce Warren, and then Etienne very easily over Pacheco.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the one worry is you said you have some injuries, but you're 4-1, so you could handle losing 2 straight games if you needed to. It sounds like Kittle might not be back right after his 4 weeks are up on the IR. It sounds like it could be like week 7, week 8 kind of thing. But even if that's the case, I think you can stream tight end in the meantime, and you should be more than okay. Etienne to Pacheco, like I would cut off my fucking left nut in the flock league to have the Etienne Pacheco disparity of the running backs that I'm starting there. So yeah, definitely in great shape. Before we get into some chat questions, maybe I should quickly go over my picks for tonight in case anybody wants to tail them. Quick shout out to us, first of all. Danny hit a flex entry here, so that was 10 for $25 because the only one that missed there was Sutton had a nice game. He went higher than his receiving yards.
Came at the end too, by the way, because he was lower all game, and then he got there in like the last couple of minutes. So that was pain. That was I believe when the Broncos scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then I nailed this one, the Scadaboo yardage. I believe he had 88 yards, legitimately. I think he had 88 total yards. So I nailed it by half a yard on that. So this was a 9.4x, I believe, on $10. And then you nailed this one, which was a 7.2x. David Montgomery. I mean, we were right. David Montgomery, 2 touchdowns was coming. We just didn't know one of them was a passing touchdown.
Yeah, that was the narrative pick. Obviously, Rico Dowdle, the leading rusher on the week, higher
What do you have?
58.5.
Quadruple this amount of rushing
Yeah,
yards?
he was unreal. And then Devon H, and I actually think he got this on either the first drive or like the first couple drives of the game. So when I saw that notification, I'm like, okay, we might be in store for a good day. So yeah, I mean, I got all but one total pick right, and the one was of course the Cortland Sutton, which 97% of the game was right. It's just unfortunate that he got there on the last drive.
Yeah, so unfortunately, if anybody tailed my pick last night, for some reason, this always happens. Like my TikToks or YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, or whatever that do terrible. Like nobody sees them. It's the ones that I hit on. And yesterday's TikTok, like 30,000 people saw it, and I went 1 for 4.
Bro, same shit. I told you Saturday night I got back late. I didn't end up recording my TikToks. They literally had one total pick wrong combined on the tickets and both cashed. But like I won't get the credit for them.
I mean, at least you got one of them into the video, right? Like into your wide receiver tier list. But it actually wasn't the one that hit though. Like it was a flex that hit, but it didn't hit the 4 for 4 like the other one that or 3 for 3 that you got.
It was a 2.5x, but yeah, the 3 for 3. At least if you guys were in the live stream and tailed, you would have been in a good spot there. Tailed all but Sutton. That's a great spot to be in, brother. Let's get it.
Shout out. Okay, so this is what I'm rolling with tonight. Now, you guys might look at this and go, ew, there's no way I'm tailing this shit because Isaiah Pacheco higher than 28.5 rushing yards is in it. But hear me out here. Isaiah Pacheco, anytime he's gotten 7 or more carries, 78% of his career games going back to 2023, he's been beyond 28.5 rushing yards. The Jags are literally the best run defense in football just from a pure yardage standpoint at this point. So they've been really good at stopping the run. But I do think with Xavier Worthy out there, it did kind of open up the run game a little bit. And all I need is kind of Pacheco to have like 5 to 8 carries. And he's currently projected, I believe, for 7.5 on most places. So I think he can get this. I know it's really sketchy because he's Isaiah Pacheco, but I do kind of like it math wise. And then Rashard Smith, they've talked him up. I think he's going to get some receiving touches. Team high in routes last week. And he has 29% targets per route run on the season. So I think I like him to catch a 7.5 yard type of receiving day. And then Travis Hunter, I think this is the game that he finally has like 60, 70 receiving yards because he has the best matchup on the field. Only one player had a better matchup advantage than Travis Hunter versus, what is it, Connor, I believe is the slot corner, Shamari Connor for the Kansas City Chiefs. The only player that had a better matchup advantage than Travis Hunter this week per fantasy points was Justin Jefferson, who had like 13 catches for like 100 and something yards.
I can't hear you at all. Holy shit.
Okay, I think you were lagging out there. I don't think anything was wrong on my end, but Pacheco being Hispanic is why Corey loves him. Yeah, shout out. Yes, I did say 6'7". Shout out to that as well. Bush and Pacheco, man. Okay, hear me out, fellas. It's 28.5 rushing yards. I'm not saying Pacheco is going to be a smash play. I'm saying that he has 28.5 rushing yards tonight. So if you want to fade that one, that's totally fine with me. You want to take the lower and fade my copium on Isaiah Pacheco. I just tend to think that historical trends would dictate that he probably has an okay game tonight. And if you guys are new to Underdog, there is a gimme pick for new customers for Trevor Lawrence. And of course, new customers get $100 in bonus funds on their first $5 play. And, to promo code FSE it up to support the boyos over here. And also shout out to Underdog because they have a bunch of like boosts in the lobby right now for Boosttober. So there's a good chance you have like a 30% profit boost or even potentially a 50% profit boost. In the lobby, you guys can see that Spicy had a 50% profit boost token that he used on this entry. So if it does end up hitting, it'll be a 9.04x of our cash. But if you want to tail this minus the Pacheco one, I totally understand that part of it. You want to take the lower on Pacheco versus rushing yards, that's totally fine.
Yep, for sure. I will show this. By the way, it looks like I'm back now. Thank God. I couldn't hear you for a second there. I was hearing Mr. Roboto out there, but we are officially back. I will quickly share this because I'm psycho enough to make this bet. I showed you this, Corey, off stream, but had a little bit of a boost, and I'm like, the second overall pick hasn't scored a touchdown yet in his career, and he was at plus 310 to score a touchdown. So I took that. I paired it with Patrick Mahomes 2+ touchdowns, and I paired that with the Kansas City Chiefs winning by 3.5+ points. And this is what we got going. This is what we got going. If you guys want to be rooting with me tonight, if you want to put a little bit on it on your own, feel free. Rolling it out.
Yeah, that's a Danny copium Hunter. I mean, I'm copying him on Hunter as well, but Yeah.
The second overall pick hasn't scored yet in his NFL career. I think this is when it changes. Dude, someone hasn't said call the number.
Yeah, call the number on that one. No, if you guys want a true call the number pick, I put one down on De'Ami Brown first touchdown tonight. I feel it in my loins that De'Ami Brown's catching the first touchdown.
I love that.
So De'Ami Brown, I think it was 22-1 that he would catch the first touchdown. So shout out. If anybody wants to tail that, De'Ami Brown first touchdown is what we're rolling with tonight.
Yeah, it's not like my underdog bag was enough on Travis Hunter. I had to sink another $100 in to double down.
Yeah. Also, never wrong just early is always an applicable statement because, Danny, do you know that Garrett Wilson is outperforming Justin Jefferson by 3.1 fantasy points per game this season?
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Talk my shit, baby. Dude, Garrett Wilson's fucking way better than Justin Jefferson. Come on now.
Dude, respectfully, I'm not Garrett Wilson. You're right. You ain't Garrett Wilson, Justin.
Yeah, you are not Garrett Wilson. Facts. De'Ami more likely than Hunter. Yeah, dude, that's why I kind of picked it, to be honest with you. I think that it would piss off everybody. And it is a bag defendy take as well because De'Ami Brown is quietly my third highest drafted receiver on Underdog.
Hey, dude, it'd be hilarious if De'Ami scores the first touchdown and then Travis Hunter somehow scores and then both of us hit.
Shout out, yeah. We need a 2026 rookie mock. Dylan, I don't know if you understand how much research and effort goes into doing one properly, but I promise you we will get you that in the next 2 weeks at the very minimum. I think this week we might need to do a time to panic type of situation because we didn't do one last week. But 2026 rookie mock, yeah, we just simply cannot do it for Thursday this week, but we'll do it for next Thursday. I can promise you that by at least next Thursday, we will have one covered for you. And yes, we will rank the rookie wide receivers and I'll do I probably won't be able to throw them into the prospect model on their midseason numbers or anything. But what I can do is kind of project them forward based on those numbers and how they would maybe stack up and that kind of thing, because there are some guys that are starting to perform. And the rookie wide receiver class was a major concern for us coming into the year because it was looking a little bit sketchy. But the way Mekhi Lemon's playing, the way Denzel Boston's playing, the way a couple of these other guys, I mean, any Ohio State wide receiver is going to get drafted high. So Carnell Tate could literally not even be doing anything. And the Brian Hartline of it all will get him drafted in the first round. But yeah, it looks like the receiver class looks a little better than we expected.
Yeah, sorry, you're mentioning Tate look good. Sorry, I was letting you do your cook. The running back class, obviously a couple names that are popping up. Jonah Coleman specifically drops, 10 pounds of fat, really retrims around it. Looks like he could potentially be, top 50, top 75 pick. Justice Haynes transfers to Michigan, 130 rushing yards per game right now.
I love how you just mentioned the two bag defendiest running backs you could have.
I partially, but all jokes aside, you know who Justice Haynes actually reminds me of?
You said Kenneth Walker to me earlier, didn't you?
Kenneth Walker. That's what he reminds me of.
It's funny because you hated Kenneth Walker prior to this year.
Correct. I liked him out of college. I didn't like his workload when he got into the league because he wasn't getting any third down snaps. And then I liked him going into this year because he got third down snaps. And now he's not getting third down snaps again.
Yeah. No, as far as the receiver class, I mean, Tyson's having a good year too. 7 touchdowns on the year, I believe, leads the country. Yeah, he's him and Chris Purcell from Tennessee are leading the country in touchdowns. There's a couple of other guys. I mean, Mekhi's the highest graded receiver in the country, and I also believe he has the highest yards per route run of the non-Air Force bullshit wide receivers that for some reason have a bunch of yards per route run padded stats here. Yeah. Mario Craver's small though, right? From Texas A&M?
Yeah.
He's really small. He's having a really good season as well. Hank Beatty from Illinois, I think, is also small. Yeah, 5'11", 185, but he's having a nice season statistically. Honestly, the only thing that's a source of major intrigue for me is the quarterback class, because I actually think that the receiver class is starting to round into form, into decent shape. Because I didn't even mention Elijah Surratt's having a decent season and his quarterback is playing really well. Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M having a nice bounce back after a good start to his
you mentioned Brazel, right?
Yeah, Carnell Tate we already kind of mentioned. Denzel Boston we already mentioned.
Jacoby Lane's got a profile because he's 6'4", ex-wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, if Nick Anderson can figure his shit out, he'll probably be in next year's class, and I would imagine Nick Harbor will probably be in next year's class as well. But yeah, there's guys. There's guys at the receiver position. There's guys. We know there was guys at the running back position, but the QBs is the one that I'm just the most intrigued by, because the best QBs in college football right now, some of them are eligible to come out this year, but I would imagine that the vast majority of them won't come out this year unless they're like guaranteed to be super high picks. Like, for example, Dante Moore, I don't think will come out for the draft this year. I just don't think he will. It's his first year starting pretty much. Like, I can't imagine the NFL is going to tell him, yeah, you're going to be a top 10 pick. Same with like Lenora Sellers. I think NFL teams will probably tell him, hey, like, you're a little raw for the NFL. You probably won't go in the top 5 or the top 10.
Yeah, I would say the two likeliest to come out this year would be Mendoza and Dante Moore. I see Dylan saying that right now. Reason specifically why I'm saying that, maybe Dante Moore because he's younger, he would stay back because he could get another year of a bag. But
yeah, I would bet good money he does not come out for the draft.
So the reason why I say he might is because Dante Moore, because he's young, because he's got arm talent, because he's looked so good on a big time power team. Like if they go Oregon, maybe finishes a top 8, top 4 level team, maybe even win the national championship. And he's told, hey, like you're going to be a top 3 overall pick in the NFL draft. Like that's hard to turn down.
Yeah. I tend to think whoever QB1 in the class will be an upperclassman. Like, I don't think it'll be one of these juniors or whatever. I think it'll end up being, the way Mateer was playing before his injury, if he's able to come back and have a monster season, the way Mendoza is playing for Indiana, I think it's going to end up being one of these upperclassmen quarterbacks as opposed to like, a Sellers coming out or a Dante Moore coming out. I just think the way that college football is trending in general is that when you play for a massive school and you get the NIL bag, you're not coming out for the draft as a junior unless you are guaranteed to be a top 5 to 10 pick.
Dude, you know who's been sick too is fucking Simpson from Bama.
Yeah, Simpson's been really good too. It's also his first year starting though, right?
Yeah, but like he's a redshirt junior.
Okay, yeah, so he's going to be draft eligible. I think he probably wouldn't come out, though, because he hasn't really played a whole lot of ball.
He's 23, though. Like, he's going to, like, would he, like, stay an extra year?
Yeah.
Like, he could
100%,
out.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think the stigma of, like, young and old for QBs is just totally not a relevant factor for me anymore. Like, obviously, we would prefer if, like, a junior 20-year-old quarterback lit up college football for 3 straight years. But I think I'm not going to overthink, like, a redshirt senior quarterback anymore. We've just seen way too many examples of QBs, it not mattering for them.
Drew Allers, he graduated from Penn State. And yeah, fuck, that's paying.
Yeah, like, and that's the other thing is that the true seniors that I thought could have been 2 of the best quarterbacks in the class, if not the 2 best quarterbacks in the class, Cade Klubnik and Drew Aller, are not having good years.
Yeah,
like I would have, if I had to put like betting money down before the season, I would have said that they were probably the most likely 2 to be first round picks.
Also, quick mention on this, dude. McDavid is basically telling the Oilers, hey, these 2 years, we better win a cup or else I'm not re-signing. That's the only reason why he's signing 2 years at such a discount. Did you see that?
And then he's coming to the Leafs.
Oh, he's not coming to the Leafs.
I mean, that's where he's wanted to play his whole career.
Hey, the only cost would be Matthews, which I'm sure you would take.
I would do in a millisecond.
Yeah, easily. But
like you scoff it off, but like that's where he's going to go if he leaves Edmonton. You know that, right? Like it's a guaranteed that's where he would want to go. He's a Leaf fan.
You're a Leaf fan.
I'm a Leaf fan. You're right. But like McDavid has been vocally like forthright that he would love to play for the Leafs at some point in his career.
We'll see.
He's coming to Tampa Bay. Who wants to play hockey in Florida?
And not get taxed?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be nice. But I don't think McDavid really cares about the money. Here's the thing with Canadians is like we're kind of used to it. Getting taxed out the wazoo for income. So it's not as much of a draw for us as it is for like American athletes, I think. Like hockey, I don't think people choose going to like Florida and like that kind of thing very often for the money purpose. Like I think it has way more influence on NBA and NFL. Plus they also just make way more money in those sports too. So Bush, would you trade Chase for Igbuka? Absolutely not. In redraft, maybe. If you want to do it, maybe. I personally would still prefer Chase. In Dynasty, definitely not. But yeah, in redraft, I think it's conversation. I just personally would prefer Jamar.
Give me Igbuka.
Are you ready to get humbled again by Jamar for the second straight week?
Hey, brother, let's see him do not 80% of his production in garbage time.
Yeah.
I want to see it happen in real games.
First of all, the whole Bengals season in 2024 was garbage time.
100%. But I mean, with that being said, we do have to see it within the first 3 quarters. This isn't going to happen every single week. We're just going to have 80% of production come in the fourth.
Maybe.
When the game's 35-3 or whatever the fuck the score was.
I'm just not worried about Jamar, man. I'm just not worried about him.
I'll be worried for you.
This is a player we all know and thought should be the 101 in fantasy football drafts. The way I look at him is the way that Malik Neighbors was wide receiver 6 in fantasy last year with frickin' Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock half the season. It's the same situation to me. Jamar's even better than Malik, though.
Sure. There's just other players that I think are in much better situations and have a better case to score fantasy points moving forward. He's at the bottom of the tier.
I disagree with you, but I don't think Emeka Egbuka is one of them. As much as I literally love the guy with every fiber.
I'm sorry. I'm worried about Chris Godwin. I think the injuries are catching up to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's his first couple games. I'm not like super worried about that.
And Mike Evans is a hamstring. Like, he's an older receiver. What if that re-aggravates? Like, Egbuka is legitimately on a path right now to finish with 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns.
Yeah. Oh no, he's a fucking monster. You're not going to hear me.
I'm picking Chase.
Neighbors didn't have T. I mean, in my opinion, T is a positive for Chase because he still out targets him all the time.
Not when Jake Browning's on the field.
And also Browning is way better than Drew Lock, who Neighbors had last year. I know Browning has looked like shit, but he's still a better quarterback than Drew Lock, in my opinion. It's not without the range of outcomes that they trade for a Cousins or a Russ or a Jameis Winston at this point, based on Zach Taylor's comment today.
Sure. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think Egbuka, you get in the wide receiver 1 for a team that's a really good offense and is going to throw the football a ton. And it's funny that I'm defending the Buccaneer out of the situation.
That's totally fair.
It's like
two reports came out. Amari Hampton has a good chance to return after just 4 games, which is great news.
Okay. That's great. Yeah.
If you're in a 4-1 or 5-0 position, maybe he's a good trade target for you. Jaguars have quote unquote surprises planned for Travis Hunter down the field as a playmaker on Monday per Cameron Wolf.
Oh, dude, I got it at plus 310 for him to score. Please.
I took him. I took his
28.5
receiving yards or whatever. So that's music to my ears.
If I turn 100 to 1,300, I'm gonna fucking celebrate.
Dude, Travis Hunter is 100% rostered. No way. That can't be right.
Dude, thank God they're figuring it out, bro. I gotta bookmark this. I gotta do a reaction clip if it happens.
If Travis is available in your league, first of all, going into this game, make sure he's rostered. Yeah, Danny did just spark up when he heard. I will say, like, I actually think that this could be the week that Danny, like, I can't lie. It's been kind of funny watching you get, like, you're not getting dragged in the comments, but like every so often someone's like, hey, Danny, how's Colston Loveland and Travis Hunter doing right now? Because I feel like that's the only, like, generally, like, I'm not saying this to toot our own horns here. I think we've been pretty accurate on a lot of stuff this year. Like,
Hunter's been our worst pick.
More so than like most other years. I feel like we've been quite spot on a lot of things, but Travis Hunter and Loveland are the low-hanging fruit, specifically more so for you because you were higher on them than me, but I still really like them too.
Yeah, we need it, man. We fucking need it. Also, go fitting. It would be in the week that I'm going to lose to by 100 to Thomas anyways, if it happens.
Yeah, I do think Colston has a chance to really break out this week too. I'm not just saying that because Danny can say that because he's copium, but I actually think, like, first of all, before his injury, he was breaking out. Second of all, the bye week is generally where you go and go, okay, what's not working with our offense? And I think there's 2 very obvious things that the Bears should evaluate, which is that their run game sucks and Colston Loveland should be playing over Kmet. So if Colston Loveland's available as a free ad right now, which he probably is in a lot of your leagues because I picked him up in my home league, go and pick him up, stash him, see what happens. If he's terrible next week, drop him. It's not a big deal. Or keep stashing him if you have a deep bench and you can afford to do it. Like, I literally dropped Mark Andrews for him because to me, I have Harold Fannin as a starter right now, and I feel like Loveland can be an every week starter, even over Fannin for me if he ends up hitting. And if Loveland comes out in week 6 and has 8 catches for 65 yards on 90% of the routes, he's literally going to blow every last dime of your fab type of ad.
If he does that, what's stopping him from being like a top 6 tight end rest of the season? And then that was always my thesis, even when he wasn't getting the snaps. I'm like, yeah, but you have to stash him because the minute he does, tight end is such a wasteland to the point where he can rise so far.
Yeah, he can. Like, I mean, there was a lot of people, very smart people, that thought he was a better prospect than Tyler Warren, who's currently right now like one of the best 2 to 3 tight ends in all of fantasy.
Yeah. And I mean, I was one of those guys. I said, listen, like, I love Tyler Warren's skill set. I think as a yak player, as a tough player after the catch, like, he's really good. But objectively speaking, who do I think you can craft your offense around more efficiently? I thought it was Loveland. I thought he was a better separator. I thought he was actually better at the catch point, as good as Warren was. We saw multiple
That
times.
I disagree with.
Well, I mean, like in spurts. I think overall, consistently wise, I'll agree with you. But there were specific plays that Loveland made when the targets were actually like close to him that you simply can't teach. It's 6'6", 250 with the lankiest build you'll see at the position.
Yeah, no,
and that's part of
it too, for sure. Yeah, he was great. He's a great prospect.
And not in context of that, you might look at the metrics. I know the metrics weren't pointing to that specifically for the contested catch rate, but we have to also contextualize for contested catch rate. How catchable are the targets? Because I'll tell you what,
we broke it down. Remember, you and I did a tail of the tape where we broke down on the site. If you guys really wanted to go check that out, you could. If it's still available on Flock Fantasy, you could go watch tape of Colston Loveland coming out. And there was a game, I can't remember which game it was, but there was like 3 targets
Minnesota,
that he got. He was like 0 for 3 on contested catches in that game, and all of them were like basically uncatchable balls.
It might have been like, I think it was against Minnesota. I'm not 100% sure. Because it was early in the season.
Watch it, Jelly Boy. Dalton Kincaid's a good version of Kincaid now.
Yeah, I mean that's good on him. Like,
yeah, can we talk about Dalton Kincaid not being urine for just 1 second here?
Yeah, I mean, fuck,
brother. Dalton Kincaid is tight end 2 in fantasy right now. 2
until Colston Loveland comes back. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I know you're cooking. You're cooking.
I mean, he's still got 60% of the routes again. Like, for the love of God, let's get this guy up over 80% or whatever. I don't need to see Dawson Knox out there. But for a guy who literally was like the most frustrating fantasy asset of all time a couple weeks ago, or last calendar year or whatever, only Jake Ferguson's better. Now, Jake Ferguson is literally pacing the tight end position by like 4 points per game, and my dumbass dropped him. But Dalton Kincaid has been better than Tyler Warren on a points per game basis, been better than Dallas Goedert, who's a tight end 4 in points per game, better than Tucker Kraft, who's a tight end 5 in points per game, Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Kyle Pitts. Like, Kincaid's been really good, man. It's been in the red zone. He's getting the touchdown looks. He's getting the red zone looks. And the last 2 games specifically, he's been getting a lot more targets. And he's consistently been like 5-6 targets per game.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give him credit where credit's due, dude. Like, I nicknamed him Urine for a reason, because he has been urine. But this year, I mean, I guess, are we talking here like fresh urine? Are we talking like hydrated urine? Like the type that, you chug a big liter of water and you feel good and you just, played some basketball for an hour and you go to the toilet and it's fresh urine. Like, that's what Dalton Kincaid has evolved into.
He's, when you got to cheat on a drug test, that's the urine that he is. You get like you go, whatever, do the oil change from Blue Mountain State, and you get clean piss from the nuns or whatever they get it from, the like Sunday school. And that's Dalton Kincaid right now. He's not like a coffee asparagus piss urine he was before.
Fresh protein always. Fresh protein.
We just had iron supplements urine.
Yeah, no, I mean, that oil change scene, by the way, in BDS is like, I was so young the first time I saw that. And when I realized what they were doing, I just like cringed as a little kid. I'm like, oh, like I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah, no, that was definitely probably not very fun. Kincaid has been fun. I disagree, man. If you want to say, okay, he hasn't looked better than some of the names that I said, that's fine. But Kincaid relative to Dalton Kincaid has looked good.
Yeah,
for Dalton Kincaid. Like himself. If you compare him to himself in years past, he's looked very good for Dalton Kincaid.
Wait, how old are you? Oh, wait, young. Corey's 27 and I'm 25. Corey is 27.
That is correct.
25.
Like, can we give it up one time for the fact that Dalton Kincaid, among tight ends with at least 10 targets in football, is leading the league in yards per out run. Leading the league.
Yeah, I mean, he
2.59 yards per out run.
He might be cooking. Also, I saw somebody asking updates on the listener league. Here, I can quickly share my screen if people are maybe curious on like what's going on. So after this week is done, it looks like it'll be, if I go to league, I'll be taking down Brock more than likely. Again, we'll see what ends up happening. He does have Mahomes, and I have Travis Hunter, and I'm currently up by 35 points. So I just need Mahomes not to outscore Travis Hunter by 35. Pretty easy scenario there.
Yeah,
it looks like you're. I mean, you're actually in a little bit of a sweat, Diener.
A little bit of a sweat. If BTJ has a monster game, I would lose, but me losing with 181 points would be quite apropos for this league. So, I'm not trying to be this guy, but every team I've played has a really good team. Like everybody in the top 5 of the standings, I played them this year. I haven't played a single team that has a bad record.
Yeah, no, I've been in some dog fights as well. Shout out, by the way, Arthur is going to be going to 5-0. He is currently first place in this league. Shout out because he's going to be going to 5-0 because it just took a Herculean Josh Allen bomb on my face in week 1. Oh, that hurt.
Points? Oh, I guess it's 40. A 6 point per passing touchdown league, but still, I didn't realize he put up that many points, man. Holy cow.
Dude, I was devastated. I thought
Mason's lucky he's got a chance today, man, in the Flock League because of what Diggs and Allen did for him on Sunday night.
Yeah, and I play Sam. Did Sam get his first win this week? No, Sam is 0-5. So unfortunate, Sam, but I'm gonna have to kick you while you're down. You are projected to win though, because that is exactly what sleeper projections are.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, I haven't set my lineup.
Danny, guess who I play next week? The only team in the top 6 I haven't played, Arthur. Like what the fuck, man? And then I play you in week 7.
I thought I already played you. Wait, we play in week 7? Oh no, shit, we do.
Week 8, week 9, week 10, week 11. Like I'm getting a shitter alley and from week 8 to 10. Like the combined record of my opponents from week 8 to 12 is like 3 wins total. Now.
Dude, there are some asparagus piss teams in this league.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a league that has no parity in it. There is like a couple of fucking heat-seeking missiles and then some absolute shitter squads.
Yeah, like and my team's getting healthier. Unfortunately, obviously that Jefferson deal hasn't looked great for me. But I mean, I have Dak, I have JT, Kenneth Walker, Loud McConkey. Obviously, I have some cones in my lineup right now because it buys. Darren Waller plus Tucker Kraft entering interesting tight end combo. CD Lamb going to be back, of course, soon. Like it's sounding like Rashid Rice as well. That suspension is going to be done. Feeling really confident about the wide receiver core. Running backs again. I'm kind of hoping that Kenneth Walker could bounce maybe to that 12 to 14 point range. I don't think he's going to be the guy that I can average 18 points per game like I thought coming into the year. But if he can finish between 12 to 14 points, complement what JT's doing, I feel good about my wide receivers. Kraft and Waller is going to get me by a tight end, and then Love versus Dak kind of rotate on a week-to-week basis. So overall, looking forward, I'm really excited about what the squad show.
You want to trade for Dak in the Flock League?
I mean, depends on what it's for.
Give me a running back for him.
Yeah, dude, my RB3 is Bashal Tootin. Oh shit, I maybe shouldn't show that, but spoiler alert.
Yeah, Danny got fucking rinsed this week because he started no tight end because he had to hold Colston Loveland. I will say, Danny, if Colston Loveland breaks out in week 6, you are going to get a couple I told you so's in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be feeling great. Also, yeah, Dylan, so this is my strategy. Anytime there's an isolated island game and I have the ability to free pick someone up, I'll just pick them up and see what happens. The idea of Noah Gray, this is a tight end premium league. If Travis Kelce were to go get hurt, you're looking at a 75% road share type of guy. So, I mean, I'm going to drop him if Kelce stays healthy.
I don't know how many times I got to tell you that Noah Gray would not be that sick if Travis Kelce went down with an injury.
It's a free injury stash.
It is. You're right. But the idea that he's going to be like a league winner is crazy to me that you keep saying that every time if Kelce gets hurt.
But hear me out. If Kelce were to go down in the first quarter of this game and Noah Gray had 5 catches on 7 targets for 63 yards and a touchdown, where would he be ranked in the waiver wire pool going forward? Or like going into next week, sorry. My apologies.
He would be pretty high, I actually think Mason Taylor would still be a better tight end pickup. I think Darren Waller would be a better tight end pickup, and I think Colston Loveland would be a better tight end pickup. So
I don't disagree, but like
if he's 4th at tight end, does that make him a good pickup?
Hey, we'll see.
Also, okay, Cadester, I would love to answer this question for you. Unfortunately, the Flock League waivers run tonight, so you are going to have to wait until tomorrow before I answer this question because I literally don't want to show my hand right now. So
I mean, you're not going to outbid, I'm not going to outbid you, but
yeah, I can't say shit about who I prefer and what I'm bidding and shit right now. But totally we'll have you covered on tomorrow's waiver video. That'll be bright and early. Hassan versus Vidal decision time will be talked about in that video. But waivers run tonight in the Flock League, and I cannot expose which one I prefer.
Great pickup by Avery. You got Monangai for free pickup because
I debated picking him up, but I picked up what's his name instead. The Steelers defense.
I had nobody I could drop.
I picked up the Steelers defense. They put the last 2 weeks. You know what defense I've had? The Lions. You know who they played? The Browns and Bengals. You know who the next 2 opponents of the Steelers are? The Browns and Bengals. So
also, can we talk? All right. Can we talk about how I just picked up like a legit, like good season-long defense in the Patriots for like just random? Like, dude, they got 9 points against the Bills, and I mentioned their next like 6 weeks at New Orleans, at Tennessee, Cleveland, Atlanta, at Tampa Bay, which is like the only difficult one in that stretch. New York Jets, at Cincinnati Bengals, New York Giants.
Week 6 they have a nice. I mean, I'm not really too excited about the Patriots defense as a unit.
They've been good though.
They were fine. Yeah, they were solid against the Bills.
They're the defense 6 in fantasy right now.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, also, Arthur, you know me, Noah Gray delusion. I love me some Noah Gray. I love me some Noah Gray.
Wait. I do want to see Noah Gray get an opportunity to be a starter because I can't wait for him to average 6 fantasy points per game.
Dude, what if he's actually the key you need in Best Ball Mania? Like in week 16 and 17.
If he ends up being the skeleton key in Best Ball Mania, I will lose my mind. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. The game is on right now. Good luck to everyone. Hopefully Danny hits his generational wealth parlay, and hopefully you guys tail those underdog picks. And De'Ami Brown first touchdown. Hopefully that hits as well.
Yes, sir. Peace out.
Take it easy.
Amen.